may sound bad to some people, but the context, you guys made it seem like it was actually, a good plan. So thank you again for all of the opinions. It's actually very helpful to have some guidance like that, because the one person I normally get guidance from in terms of like sports betting or stuff like that is my fiance, and he is obviously not helping me at all in this Dynasty league, guys are being very cool about it and nice to me so far. And yeah, it's been fun. But that was pretty satisfying. I won again last week as well, so I'm kind of on a streak. I got the most points out of the whole group again, which was fun. Yeah, I'm currently 11-5, and the person who's ranked first is 12-4, so I think he's gonna win this week again because he's playing my boyfriend, and hopefully I pull through as well. Garrett Wilson, who I have on my team, has already scored 25 points on Thursday, so that's good, but fingers crossed. Other than that, I do feel like we have to talk about the Browns because it has truly felt so refreshing to not have to avidly root against the Browns. Last weekend they played the Ravens, who I, as a Steelers fan, really needed and wanted to lose just for the sake of, the AFC North standings and such, right? And I just would have never been able to root for the Browns with Deshaun Watson against anyone. It doesn't matter who they're playing, but now there's Jameis, who is just like the easiest person to root for ever. I mean, he is a very likable, objectively likable guy, and I feel so happy for him and happy for his teammates who are hopefully finally gonna get like some good reps in. It's just felt like they have to have felt like their prime times is being wasted, right? If they're like not with a quarterback that's doing them any favors.